Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the rest of 2021. I woke up yesterday morning and I said, I haven't done a Celtic cross in a long time. So I know I already did from now until the end of the year reading, but I don't know, it's a bonus. We're doing more. So let's see. We're just going to see what the most important thing is that you need to focus on for the rest of the year, basically, Leo. But let's see here. I'm getting the word presentation popping into my head right now, Leo. I'm trying to figure out what that means. For some of you, I feel like you could be giving a presentation, and this is going to be, I feel like it's something important. For others, I feel like I feel like it's more talking about kind of like your approach. Look, Ace of Swords, your words, right? On a very crappy tarot level, the Ace of Swords can represent our words and how we use them. And that's kind of like what I feel like that presentation word is saying. I feel like your words are going to be extremely important between now and the end of the year. Not only the words that you use on yourself, number one. Let's start there. So I would make sure to keep it positive and only speak, highly of yourself and everything that's going on in your life, even if it's not. Fake it till you make it, right? But also, I feel that there is kind of like this, I hate to call it political, but I do feel there is a need for you to be more kind of tactful with your words. Let's put it that way, in all situations, because I feel like it's almost like you're positioning yourself here for a victory, Ace of Swords, in the future. But it's kind of like how you say it is going to be important. I don't know. Let's figure this out. Here in your current present position, you have the Eight of Swords here, feeling stuck. Some of you could be feeling stuck, not being sure what to do. You always get this card. I kid you not. Leo, I've been on YouTube for like 7 years now and doing tarot, and I guarantee you, if you go back to some of my early Leo videos, you were always getting the Eight of Spades. I used to only read playing cards, and I was always saying to you, there are other ways of doing things. So it seems to be like a major thing that you've been dealing with for a long time. Eight of Swords is very one-dimensional. She only thinks in one way. And so Eight of Swords, there's an easy solution to the Eight of Swords. There are a million ways to do things. It just says, pick one, try it. If it doesn't work, move on to the next. So I would open up to other ways of doing things here with the Eight of Swords. Your crossing energy is knowing what to do, basically. Knight of Pentacles. So if you're like working on a project, a business, or if you're just trying to, find love, grow in life, whatever, knowing what to do is probably a challenge. Knowing where to put your energy is probably a challenge as well. The fields, there's nothing growing in the fields on the Knight of Pentacles. It kind of says he needs to get to work, but again, he actually does know what to do. He does, but he's just not doing it. There are symbols here. Even these leaves are meant to look like oak leaves, which represent wisdom, knowledge, pretty much everything. So it's like he has the wisdom, he has the knowledge to be very successful, but he needs to take action. So some of you, I feel, could be being a little bit cautious at this time. In the area of your thoughts, I think you are thinking expansion, growth, taking the lead, right? He has the whole world in his hands. Three of Wands is really the card of expansion, but I do feel like some of you want to expand as well with this card. I feel like you want to move forward. You want to, experience all that life has to offer, all that the world has to offer as well. Some of you could be wanting to travel. There are obvious reasons why we can't right now. I totally understand that. But again, you could be feeling like you want to, right? With the Two of Wands. And that's kind of what's going on in your thoughts. I feel like you're getting ready to take the lead on something. In the area of your foundation, you have the Nine of Cups. I would say no matter what's going on in your life, I feel like things are actually a lot more stable than you think. I feel like things are kind of maybe going your way a little bit more than you think as well. Sorry, Butterfingers, Leo, as always, but I feel things are probably going a little bit better than you think with the Nine of Cups. So realizing that could be a good idea. I also feel like you have like an opportunity to make some wishes. So I do feel like you should make a wish here. In the area of the past, you have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is very focused on the past, so a lot of you, I feel, could have been just very in the past. You could have been more focused on the past, so it's kind of like your past maybe was a dominant energy, and it could be the thing that was holding you back in the past as well. I do feel that you were very curious as well. with the Page of Swords. So that, I kind of like the curiosity side of the Page of Swords. To me, it says, to me, it's a good thing. I also feel this could have to do with relationships for whatever reason. And I do feel like some of you feel almost like unlucky in relationships. What I would say is I do feel like that is going to change for you here, Leo, in a big way. So, you could be getting into something that's more, where there's more like, kind of this like, co-creative type of energy. I'm going to clarify some of these cards at the end, and we'll see where it's going as far as love is concerned. But I feel like a more, co-creative type of situation is what I would say to you. Next, in the area of the near future, you have the Five of Cups. Again, I'm telling you right now, you're watching tarot, not for me to say, oh, you're screwed. You're watching me to tell you what to do, right? Or how to get over this, right? This type of energy. So again, I feel like some of you, if you're trying the same thing that you did yesterday, today, you're stuck, as John Taffer says. So I feel like you need to realize that you have to try something new. He needs to turn around and look at these two cups so he can see the bridge to the castle. He's basically stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. He's just crying over wine. He has lost his taste for wine, and he's just crying and crying and crying about it. So I feel for a lot of you, I'm not saying it's wine. I feel like it could be anything in your life, where it's like you're kind of like beating a dead horse here. So I feel like there's a need to try something new. Again, you always get these cards of leaving a comfort zone. 2 of Wands, right there, leaving a comfort zone. He is leaving where he has always been. He's leaving this village that's down in the bottom corner here, Leo. So I feel like doing new things would be a good idea. I do feel like, at the same time, what I will say is I do feel that there have been a lot of disappointments probably I feel this is more surrounding love. So if you're looking for love, I feel that's the type of disappointment. For others, I'm getting the word security as well on the Five of Cups. So if it's not love, it could have to do with like your financial security or something like that. Next, in the area of your next few months, you have the Strength card. So I feel like you will be in your power. Really nice to have this card here. I feel like you could be kind of facing some things inside of yourself as well that maybe are causing issues, or maybe that, it's not really necessary. I'm not saying it's your fault, Leo, but I feel like you could be looking at things and saying, oh, this could be, part of my problem, right? And I feel like you're fixing it. So this is definitely a good thing with the Strength card here. And I really feel you have the opportunity to kind of like rise above your challenges with the Ace of Swords, but it is going to require some work, is what I see here with these cards. Next, in the area of your close relationships, you have the Moon. I don't know, you're like the 7th person that has had the Moon in the close relationship section. So I don't know what's going on as far as love is concerned, or close relationships in general, but I would say there are some changes going on. Clearly, with close relationships, I would definitely stay focused. I would make sure you don't allow people to pull you off your path here, with this card. Like, to me, the Moon is part of the Fool's journey. The Fool is being warned by the Dog and the Wolf, Dog and Coyote, or the 2 pillars on the card. It's like he's being warned not to get off his path. He's being warned to, continue towards what he's working towards, and not to worry about his fears, his doubts, the illusions, or anything else. It's basically, keep your eye on the prize, keep moving down the path, and don't get off of it. So I do feel like there could be a lot of distractions going on around you, and it could be coming from your close relationships or from people around you, but I do feel there's a strong need to stay focused. We're going to clarify that in just a minute. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the High Priestess. I always say it, Leo. I mean, to me, Leo is the most underrated, intuitive of the zodiac. I find Leos to be extremely intuitive, and nobody talks about it except for me. So I don't get it, but trust your intuition, Leo. Don't doubt it. She has these 2 crescent moons, plus she has this other, she has these 2 moons here, and then a moon right here as well. It kind of represents the fact that she can see the beginning, the middle, and the end, right? She has like all stages of the moon are on the card. So she can see everything that is going to happen in a situation. And I get that feeling for you here, where I feel like in your feelings, like you feel how things are going to go in certain areas of your life, or how things are going to go even on a global level. And I feel like you need to trust those feelings. I feel like you need to trust that you do know. That's the only thing I'm picking up here on the High Priestess, is that energy, is that you do know what's going to happen, and I feel like you need to trust it, plain and simple, with that card. And finally, your outcome is a victory. So I feel like there is a major victory coming in for you here, Leo, probably one of balance, where things are balancing out out. Maybe there's not so many of these extremes. I kind of feel there's like an extreme energy over here in this part of the reading, like the past kind of, but also kind of your present. So I'd say, past, present-ish, it's like bleeding over here, and where maybe you're noticing extremes. I feel like there are a lot of extremes in the world right now, right? It's a little chaotic. So, probably just noticing it. But I feel like things are kind of coming into balance here for you, and your outcome is a victory. So you can't beat that. I just want to clarify some of this and see what's going on. I would definitely, try new things, as I always say to you, Leo. I know you're probably sick of hearing me say it, but I'm not going to stop, right? With that 5 of Cups in the near future, you have the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is trying something different. I just said to someone else, it's like, notice the difference. It's like, these are 2 totally different people. Literally just says, try something different. It could also say, again, I do feel like there's probably a lot of wisdom in people we don't agree with, as well, is what I would say. I always tell people, like, I don't tell people what to do, but what I would say is that, the way I look at the universe is like, when we're in a time like we're in right now, right? Where it's like, people have all these like very strong beliefs, let's put it that way, right? One side or the other about whatever issue. It's like your answers to your problems, challenges might come from a person you disagree with. It's like almost like the universe is playing a game with us, and not really, but it's like the universe wants us to grow and realize that, guess what? We're probably not going to agree with everything that someone says. We're probably not going to agree with everybody's points of view, but that doesn't mean they're any less valuable as a human being, right? It's like, I can't tell you, the other day, I was talking about Mark Cuban, and someone was like, I'm unsubscribing. Mark Cuban is X, Y, and Z. I'm like, wow. So the only thing you got out of the entire reading was Mark Cuban. That's it. It's like nothing else was valuable or important or anything. I'm not saying I'm that great, but I'm just saying. And it happened again. I was talking about Leo King. And someone was like, oh, I can't believe you watch Leo King. I'm like, oh, wow, you can't believe that I watch someone you might disagree with? Like, And so I feel like people are like noticing that, like, that type of behavior, it's like you could be discounting something that's extremely valuable. And I'm not telling you what side to choose either here, Leo. You have free will. You can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying there might be some information that a person has that maybe you don't agree with the person. It doesn't even have to be like that. It could also be like a child. Sometimes I think we discount information that comes from children because we're just like, oh, they're children, but maybe they're like super psychic children or something like that, and maybe they're picking up information that we don't understand or that we don't realize, right? So, and look, we have the Ace of Swords. It cuts both ways, So it kind of says, like, we have to look at both sides of things that we're dealing with. I feel like that would be important for you. I would also go towards things you don't agree with. Here's the other thing as well with the 2 of Cups. Like, this could be in business. It's like maybe you've been doing business a certain way for a very long period of time, but maybe there are some new people that are doing it in a different way. And maybe you don't agree with it. Maybe it's like technology or something like that. This is basically just saying grow with the, current situation. With the Strength card, you have the Justice card, you have balance. Like I said, I feel like you yourself are coming more into balance here. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. I feel like Libra and Pisces come up for you constantly, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was like a Libra or Pisces coming up for you here. In the area of your future feelings, you have the 8 of Pentacles. A lot of work. I like this. Focused. Not focused with the moon, very focused with the 8 of Pentacles. So it's almost like you're getting into this place of great focus. With the Ace of Swords, you have the 5 of Cups again, and the King of Wands. I just feel like the 5 of Cups for you is like a little bit of that energy of like, why can't things be the way they used to be? I almost get this nostalgic energy, which is really the 6 of Cups, but, I'm kind of getting it on the 5 of Cups. It's like, why can't it be like it used to be? But you're showing up as the King of Wands. You're showing up in your power. So really good reading here, Leo. I think I would just focus on other ways of doing things, but looks pretty good. So love it. So thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.